Once upon a time, in the dark alleys of Washington, D.C., there unfolded a mysterious case that had eluded the watchful eye of the FBI. Raymond Reddington, the enigmatic criminal who had offered his services to track down other wrongdoers, found himself plunged into a nightmare he could never have anticipated. On a rainy evening, Reddington received an enigmatic phone call. A deep, sinister voice whispered barely audible words, describing scenes of gruesome murders and unthinkable crimes. The mysterious caller claimed to be a soul collector and challenged Reddington to uncover the truth behind a series of unsolved murders, seemingly connected by an invisible thread. Intrigued and sensing that this case was unlike any before, Reddington began to dig. He discovered troubling clues, esoteric symbols left at crime scenes, and victims chosen with meticulous precision. It seemed the collector orchestrated a macabre spectacle, staging murders based on dark folktales. As Reddington progressed in his investigation, he found himself faced with difficult moral choices and psychological trials. Each clue brought him closer to the true identity of the collector, but the cost of discovery was high. Members of his team were mysteriously eliminated, and Reddington was haunted by nightmares that seemed to come to life. The chase reached its climax in an abandoned mansion, where Reddington uncovered the collector's trophy room. Photographs of victims, morbid artifacts, and clues hinted at the existence of a macabre ritual. It was there that he realized the collector aimed to make him his final victim, his ultimate masterpiece. An epic confrontation unfolded in the oppressive darkness of the mansion. Reddington faced an elusive foe, but with his usual ingenuity, he managed to turn the tables. He discovered that the collector was, in fact, a deranged government agent once involved in clandestine operations. His madness had led him to believe he could transcend mortality by stealing the very essence of human souls. The collector was ultimately neutralized, leaving behind a series of solved mysteries and a sense of relief for Reddington. However, he realized that evil could take many forms, even among those meant to protect. This dark case had left deep scars, but Reddington's tenacity and intelligence had triumphed once again. Back in the shadows, Raymond Reddington continued to navigate the complex world of criminals and conspiracies, always ready to confront the darkness to protect those he loved. And in the silence of the night, the dark alleys of Washington, D.C. kept the secrets of this horror story, like fleeting shadows fading into oblivion. Story 2. In the heart of New York, a series of brutal murders was shaking the very foundations of power. The victims seemed to have no apparent connection except for a macabre signature, a mysterious symbol engraved on their skin. Local authorities were overwhelmed, and it was at this moment that Raymond Reddington was drawn into the whirlwind of terror. The victims were all individuals who had been involved, directly or indirectly, in political scandals or high-level conspiracies. The strange symbol appeared to be the mark of twisted justice, targeting those who thought themselves above the law. As Reddington delved into the investigation, he uncovered a shadowy network of political manipulations and government conspiracies. A secret organization known as the Shadows Keepers emerged from the shadows. These masked individuals, believers in an extreme form of justice, were determined to expose the corrupt, even if it meant their death. The Shadows Keepers played a deadly game, trapping their targets in nightmarish situations, forcing them to confront their past sins. Reddington realized that each murder was in fact an elaborate staging to reveal the darkest secrets of the victims' lives. The hunt for the leader of the Shadows Keepers led Reddington to unexpected places, unveiling political conspiracies and unexpected alliances. He found himself juggling ambivalent loyalties and navigating a world where the truth was more terrifying than fiction. The story reached its climax in the depths of an old abandoned mansion, the meeting place of the Shadows Keepers. Reddington, armed with his usual shrewdness, unmasked the leader and revealed a sinister plan to destabilize the government and usher in a new era of justice. In a tense confrontation, Reddington managed to thwart the Shadows Keepers' plans. However, the true identity of the leader remained unknown, escaping into the darkness. The Shadows Keepers were scattered, but the threat persisted. In the end, Reddington faced a moral dilemma. The line between justice and vengeance was blurry, and he wondered if the Shadows Keepers' extreme methods were truly so different from his own modus operandi. The night of terror came to an end, but the shadows lingered, reminding Reddington that in this dark world, the boundary between good and evil was often hard to discern. Story 3. The lights flickered dimly in the streets of Boston as Raymond Reddington delved into one of the most mysterious cases. A series of unexplained disappearances had struck the city, with all the victims being seemingly ordinary individuals. No apparent connection linked these people, except for one disturbing commonality. They had all participated in a secret government program years ago. Reddington's investigation led him to an abandoned laboratory where illegal experiments had taken place decades earlier. Human subjects had undergone memory manipulation tests with the aim of creating special agents with no recollection of their past. However, something had gone awry, leaving the subjects in a state of mental confusion and terror. As Reddington delved deeper into the intricacies of government experimentation, he discovered the existence of a shadowy figure known as the Memory Keeper. This enigmatic being had successfully exploited the program's flaws and used the fragmented memories of the subjects to manipulate them at will. Each disappearance was the result of the Memory Keeper's diabolical machinations, reliving the victims' traumatic episodes from their past. Every night, the streets of Boston became the stage for nightmarish scenes where the tortured memories of the missing came to life. Reddington soon found himself immersed in a deadly game of mental manipulation, battling his own demons as the Memory Keeper attempted to ensnare him in the intricacies of his troubled past. Every dark corner of the city became a canvas of nightmare where reality blended with fiction. The final showdown took place in an old abandoned asylum, the birthplace of the experiments. Reddington faced his own painful memories, but with an indomitable inner strength, he managed to thwart the Memory Keeper's machinations. However, the Memory Keeper's true identity remained a mystery, evaporating into the darkness without a trace. The disappearances ceased, but the shadow of this case still haunted Reddington, forcing him to confront the fragility of memory and the impact of his own choices on others' destinies. In the silent streets of Boston, horror had left its indelible mark, and Reddington continued his tireless quest across the country, knowing that in this world of shadows and secrets, every dark corner could conceal a new terror.